Somebody call a doctor because Bad Medicine is back. Over there is Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, it's time to get back to Attack on Titan. This is episode 56. The long-awaited basement. Are we really going to get it? We shall see. I can't wait.
Oh, I'm just so excited, so happy that Armin is back. So I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to finally see what's in the damn basement.
Picture.
I'll believe it when I see it. That's all I got.
Adrenaline in my soul. We're gonna watch this on Crunchy Roll. But either way, it works. If you know those lyrics, which some of them are a little tweaked,
We'll fix that in post.
you'll know the jam. If you're a WWE fan, that's about as much of a hint as I can give you. Let's go!
I'm just waiting for him to give out a Meltzer
I mean, how has
driver.
nobody in AEW come out with an Attack on Titan logo, like on their jacket or something?
In fairness, they probably might have. It's just we didn't see it.
Yeah, maybe we didn't notice it right
Yeah.
away. And
There's
until
actually been
now.
a couple companies in the fitness industry that have done some anime crossovers recently. Young LA, Bucked Up,
Okay.
that have done anime crossovers with Attack on Titan, I believe Demon Slayer.
Yeah, I saw somebody with a logo on the back of their car, and it was kind of like the Potter thing. Like, I get it now. I'm part of the team. Whoa. There it is.
There it is.
Basement.
Production committee.
And to
See,
be
I
continued.
know they have a title, but goodness, if we don't go there,
That'd have been so great of them to do. What a swerve.
what's going on here?
Time to snack, Armin.
Is this in his mind?
Well, he did eat them, so.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if he's got to wrestle with it a little bit in his mind.
Bertolt.
Bertold?
Armin just looking
So
ripped.
badly. You're in horrible shape. What happened to you? You're up! Armin, I'm so glad you're back.
Does the animation look different to you guys?
About time.
Captain, did we fight them off? Is everyone okay?
Well,
Aaron, tell him everything.
Yeah.
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 Are you up to speed now?
Yeah, there are only 9 soldiers left alive. The 9 of us.
We've been searching for survivors, but no luck.
You managed to capture Bertolt. With both the commander and me wounded, you had to choose which of us to give the injection to. I transformed into a Titan and killed Bertolt.
Here.
Wasn't expecting him to take it so hard.
Why, though? Why'd you pick me?
Your friends here argue that you were the one we needed to revive.
It's true.
I was the one who chose to revive you in the end. It's more like I chose this to be the place where Erwin died.
Yeah, he just said he wanted him to be able to rest, you know?
What are the scouts without him? If he's gone.
I believe it should have been used on Erwin too.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a shame we had to choose in the first place.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Erwin told Levi to use the syringe as he thought best, and Levi chose to use it on you.
So does this mean that I need to become Erwin's replacement?
There's no chance in hell that you could replace Erwin.
Jesus.
You have a strength within you that no one else can claim. Don't let any of us regret this. Not me. Not either one of our mutineers here.
Mutineers.
Do you still have the key?
Always.
Bro's wearing it.
Let's do this.
Behave while I'm gone, and I'll let you in on what I've been doing in the cellar.
How many times have I told you to stay out of there? Your father keeps his work tools down there. Medicine, too. It's dangerous for children.
Stay out of your dad's tools. We've all heard that.
You're gonna wreck him. And then invariably you do wreck him.
It's why I ask your intentions. They could be the key to turning the tide forever. We will form an expedition to find this secret. We may finally be able to break free from the Titans and bring an end to their 100-year reign.
Watch a side quest and we don't get to the basement.
No,
Side quest.
stop.
Side quest.
They wouldn't dare.
They get right to it. To be continued.
I would bet my house that we're getting a to be continued at the end of this.
Wow, look at all that.
Oh,
Oh,
flashbacks.
nice.
Oh, trip down memory lane. Crazy. It's giving me some apocalyptic kind of vibes a little bit.
Yeah, it's like Chernobyl or something. you
Well,
know?
yeah, because I
Last
mean,
of
And
Us.
yeah.
Yeah.
Walking
because like
Dead-ish.
they remember exactly what it was like when it was flourishing.
Yep.
Oh man.
These guys.
I mean, this is pretty cool.
Oh,
Oh,
now it's coming back.
this music is.
Yeah, I was wondering if this was going to be.
Is this the place?
Sure is.
Yeah, what's left of it.
Why don't you show me what's in the cellar?
Perhaps when you've realized the most important thing of all.
Family.
Oh God, they are really just.
Mystery.
Luckily for us, the fires burnt out before they got this far.
Are we messing with the crockery? Let's get to the basement.
Crockery.
I mean, you're not wrong, but still. Aaron, just turn into a Titan. Move some of the stuff out of the way.
So crazy. Irwin was this close.
Yep.
This close.
All right, guys.
Until they go through.
That's a relief.
Side
I was
quest.
worried that it might have flooded by now.
Let's go.
Watch, we're gonna get another flashback for the rest of the episode.
Watch the key breaks in there.
Do it, Aaron.
Do it.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Hurry it up.
Is it the wrong key?
Can't. Doesn't go to this door.
What?
Just bust the thing open.
Step aside.
Rip it
I'll
off the
open
hinges.
Wait, what?
Levi.
See? That wasn't so hard.
There you go.
That'll do it.
Yeah, Levi ain't messing around.
We ain't gonna let a old wooden door stop us.
How do we know
Where's
the
it?
key isn't for multiple things in the cellar, though?
Yeah.
Could be.
Well, the episode's not over.
I've got an angle grinder from what I can see.
We're in there, guys. We're in.
It almost
We're
feels like a
finally in it.
laboratory down here.
The old scratches on the floor.
Uh-oh. Hollow.
Hollow floor.
So there's a basement to the
Thanks for the
basement.
drink, Mikasa.
Pull up the old
Oh, look,
floorboard.
the drawer has a keyhole.
Yep.
Look, I
Nice.
found a keyhole.
It's like national treasure.
And it still doesn't work.
Oh, not this one
Well,
either.
Levi's kick key will work.
Hey!
Got it.
If it is a photograph, I'm punching Quinn in the face.
It will be.
It's empty.
Look closer.
False bottom.
There's a false bottom.
The cloth smells like peppermint oil and charcoal. Guess he was using these to ward off moisture and bugs.
If what we're looking for exists, then we found it.
That was a great detail they added in
Yep.
there. Open it.
How can we be sure there aren't other humans living far away from the walls? We had no way of confirming that the rest of humanity had been wiped out by Titans completely.
Exactly.
That's exactly what our historians would claim. These books, they're commissioned and issued by the royal government itself. Get it?
Aren't you reading a little too far into this? Back then I made fun of his theory, but he may have been right.
They did
They reclaimed Walmaria!
Oh, so they took him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Okay, so now we're...
Is this a painting?
Far too detailed to have been drawn by a human hand.
Hey, there's writing on the back.
Like a photo?
Where I'm from, there are many amazing technologies like this.
Oh, where
Mankind
from?
isn't gone. Countless humans live in comfortable refinement.
It is so hard.
They did. So you gracious, wonderful folks told us there is a post-credit. Well, holy shit.
It's
that confirms...
so hard to not look smug right now.
Well, you're not.
Well, they
entirely
showed
correct.
the first page of a book, Quinn.
It's photographed just like I said it would
But
be.
you said it was you said it was only a photograph. There's 3 books, Quinn.
Well, maybe they're empty, waiting to be filled.
All right, what's this gonna bring us here?
Hurry, Faye! If we're not fast, we'll miss it!
His dad.
up, Grisha!
You can't go outside without your armbands. You mustn't go past the walls for any reason.
Come on!
Oh, we got blimps.
Wow.
Oh, it's leaving. There it goes.
Oh, Mom said not to.
Mom said we shouldn't leave the walls no matter what.
It'll be fine. We'll just be gone for a minute.
The fateful day that I, just a naive youth, was made to face the truth of this world.
Oh, which was?
Well,
Okay.
Don't need the preview.
Easy.
Oh,
that
wow.
I loved it. We finally got to the basement. Our crew had to search around a little bit.
By the way, you guys had like zero excitement for it. They finally made it. You guys, for 50 some odd episodes, we need the basement. We need the basement. And then we get there and you guys are just...
Well, it's because they were taking it all
the
in.
basement. It's a matter of what's in the basement.
Right.
It's not a matter of just, hey, we're downstairs, we're in the basement, let's go.
Yeah,
It's
you
a
gotta
matter of
find
collecting
something.
the information.
Quinn was
Well,
too
you
busy
guys should have
patting
highlighted
himself
that
on the
better.
back with the photo that he couldn't even show his excitement.
And that was the thing, because it wasn't like they went down to the basement and like, oh my gosh, there's a laboratory on how to make Titans or something like that. It was very subtle. We had, just first they had to search around to even find anything. And then once they did, they found the book with the photograph, which somebody on this table predicted. I don't recall who.
I don't know how
that's right, it
you
was
are
me.
still saying that it's a win. I mean, dude, there's
Big
3
W.
books.
Big W.
No,
The photograph was the key.
I might even just go back to all the times where you said it was just a singular photo. There's 3 books.
Where's your
loaded
note
with
card? Does it say on there
It's-
just a photo?
It's in here. That's in my other notepad.
Oh, of
my
course
card.
it is.
Which is someplace. Anyhow,
Excuses, folks.
doesn't matter. So, photograph is the key, and they didn't have the technology to make photographs, which is interesting because I think the whole time that we were thinking about that, we never saw photographs. Everything was paintings. And again, one of the small details that the show does so well is that we never really noticed that they didn't have photographs. So, but yet they have things like ODM gear and a few of the other inventions that they have, the way to shoot the spikes and hold all the Titans in place. Now, granted, you can say that's not a very technological savvy type thing, but it's using some kind of compressed air or explosives or whatever they might have. So it's going to be very interesting to see what actually is beyond the wall if we get there. I know we're roughly halfway through the series, give or take, maybe a little bit more than half, but it's going to be real interesting to see what the rest of humanity's like. I mean, how small is the area that they're in? I mean, they've been really limited in what they've been able to explore and to see what's actually out there because of the Titans. It's going to be intriguing, and I'm glad. I mean, when you think about the direction that the story has gone, we started off with these Titans that are just attacking everybody, and we don't know why, and then it shifted to, are there people who became the Titans? And then it kind of shifted to, well, what else is out there? So I just love the journey that we're taking here, and all the little breadcrumbs they've been dropping along the way have been a lot of fun when you see it in hindsight, as well as some of the things like Ilsa's notebook that we saw. That's going to be interesting to see. Well, it was interesting to see how that came into play. So I just like the way that this show has been giving us all the information by bits and pieces, yet still keeping us heavily involved in every episode. It's been fantastic.
And usually, like they always do, and they did in this episode, they picked up roughly 4 hours after the battle ended. So we had Armin coming to, finding out that, because at first it looked like he was having a bad nightmare where he was looking at the Titan's eyes. And to me, that symbolized like when they first become a Titan, they have to wrestle with that fact that they are one. So maybe before he came to, this was like his nightmare. He's got to look at Titan in the eye and find out that he's a Titan. And so like Aaron gave him the story, but apparently not the full story, because he had to get hit by Levi, which he had to find out that it was between him and Erwin on who was going to get the injection, and that he got it, and even he questioned it, which we kind of all knew he would. You know how much respect everyone has for Erwin. It's just, we though thought that, Armin has just always been right, always been ahead of the curve, always knowing all the information. And the one thing that I highlighted was where Levi said, "Don't make me regret it. Don't make them regret me choosing you. Don't making me choose them. Well, not making them, but don't make them regret it, and you don't regret it as well." So he was putting pressure on him, but I think also was saying the regret I wanted to say is more like reassurance that, hey, because obviously Levi, if he didn't believe in Armin, he wouldn't have done it, and just like we want to, part of it is our heart saying we want to keep Armin around, but big part of it is we knew how much he meant to the team, and him with Hanji, they're still going to be a great team moving forward. And then we finally got to the basement, the 3 books. Yes, there was a photograph, but that's unknown technology to them, and there's farther out, and we saw just in the little teaser, there's a blimp. They didn't even know like that sort of stuff existed. I mean, I believe they had a hot air balloon. Did they in an episode? In an episode, but they had a blimp here, and so I say it again, definitely ready, willing, able to see what's on the outside of the wall as far as technology, because I mean, a photograph to them, that's gonna blow their minds. Yeah. And so I'm also interested to see what else is in the other 2 books. I mean, we only saw the photo in the first book, but there's still 2 3/4 books of who knows what that Grisha wrote down. So yeah. This was a good one.
Yeah, I mean, that's just scratching the surface of all the information that I think we're going to get from the basement. I think what we're looking for collectively as a group, obviously this is an interesting part of the story, letting you know that that they just came to the realization that there is an outside world existing when their government told them they were the only ones left. This is it. So it's tell people what you want them to tell. Look,
it is believed.
It's not an uncommon thing to say, look, the people who are usually on the side of victory are the ones who get to write the history books.
Same people that say the world is round.
Yeah, right. Like they're telling you what they want you to believe, but I mean, maybe that's obviously you can only speculate so much before the story advances, but it's just a matter of to keep people under the boots, keep them under control, keep them with don't go outside the wall. There's nothing left out there. Mm-hmm. Now we already know the old government that was pretty corrupt. We got a new guy in there, or a new person in there rather. That was a big shock, but of course the information that they're looking for down there, I think is more focused on Titans and and becoming Titans and why that's done. It's an interesting development that there's life elsewhere, and of course we don't know enough about Titans to know can they cross water. What if this was in are there Titans in Australia? I mean, are there islands where people are living safely? We've seen that in other films and movies where something sort of happens, and they we did a Quiet Place too, where there was people living comfortably on an island because the alien things couldn't cross water, and then one of course got on a boat and all hell broke loose. But so a lot more information that we need to be given, but as these guys have all pointed out, we saw basically the opening cover of one book. I mean, and they saw the photo. I mean, so there's so much more information to be revealed here. So was I happy that they got to the basement? Yes, I'm happy that we finally got to see the basement. But as I said before, it's more about what they learned from the basement than just physically arriving there.
Not a big aha moment.
Right.
With the history book with Erwin, it's interesting that
Irvin. No. Or Venus, they're pronounced.
Well, I'm gonna say
that's
Irwin.
different then,
Irwin. I'll probably butcher
Not
it.
changing
Either way,
now.
we're not changing now. There it says the history books declared the rest were wiped out. So, I know some folks are picky about, well, you guys didn't flip out when they read this. It's actually pretty important, right? We are acknowledging that's an important aspect to this show right here because, again, rest were wiped out. Yeah. Now his dad is saying there's humanity outside the walls. So I'm really intrigued now to see how they're going to piece this puzzle together because with such an important reveal like that. So if he's over here and then ended up here, like what is going on over here? You know, so how did he end up over here?
Yeah, because I mean, they kind of had those breadcrumbs with Irwin saying, you know, questioning when he was a student in class that there was something beyond the, you know, the walls. So feeds right.
Well, and
into
his
that.
dad knows a lot too. Right.
Yeah.
Irwin's dad.
Yep.
So I'm really intrigued to see how that is going to play out now because, again, coming off the episodes that we just did, it's crazy to think that Colossal is gone, you know, because for a good probably 4 episodes for me, it was like, there's no way they're beating Beast Titan, and then Levi just went to town on him and they
that
bailed.
was so amazing. Still love that.
You know, we have Armor Titan, Brock, who's with Beast Titan right now, with Beast. And then, so we still have that stuff going on. Now we got all this with the basement going on now. So I'm just still trying to like piece some stuff together. I will say, for one of my predictions here, basement for the truth of Titans, or basement has the truth for the Titans. So I hope we, in at least the next couple episodes, if not the next one, I'm hoping we get more into what those 3 books are. And if we don't, it's okay, because I'm enjoying the story that is given to us in each episode. This is some really rich writing. It's really gripping, especially with the world that we've been in so far with these guys. So I'm excited in that. What were you?
I was just gonna say, well, and don't forget, we still got Annie hanging back in Hanji's quote unquote
crystal ball thing,
you know, in her crystal ball in her laboratory, I guess, for lack of a better word. So there's so much stuff still going on in the background while you're watching each episode that takes you to a different area. You know, Beast and Reiner still want Aaron the coordinate. The coordinate of what? The coordinate what for? You know, still a lot of unanswered things. And how does that play into the larger world? Because
we know
that's
why
what I'm
wondering.
wondering.
Why they want Aaron is because of his powers.
Well, yeah, because of his powers. But it's interesting he's called the coordinate. I mean, the powers to what end? I mean, okay, to wipe out humanity. Okay, and then what? You know, because that's where I say there is a larger world out there that's got something going on that they've been kind of teasing here and there about the larger world. And how long until we get to see it? Well, we had to wait 50-some episodes for a basement, so I got a feeling it'll be a minute before we see the rest of the world.
Just going to give us a little tease.
Just a little taste here and there.
Here's a little something from the basement. Now now just sit back and wait some more.
Well, and then let's not forget the way this episode began with Armin's emotions, too. Like, he was, I don't want to say survivor's guilt, because it didn't feel like it was.
That's what it felt like, yeah.
I mean, it did feel like it, but he was also still kind of, you know, emotional about Colossal, Bertholdt, and then, you know, the information that Aaron was giving him. Of course, Levi, hey, you didn't tell him everything. You know, so that was cool to see that emotion coming out of Armin, too. And now Hanji giving him the hand of saying that we're going to be basically doing this together. So.
Well, that's the thing too with Armin. Are those memories going to come flooding back at some point? Because like, it's one thing if somebody says, hey, you did this and this and this. Oh, okay, I did that. Oh, all right. But then when you start to remember it firsthand, then that's when I think he's going to have another emotional battle kind of with himself.
Because he was nearing death when he did get the injection. I mean, he was burnt to a crisp.
He was barely
hanging on and was able to, you know, become a Titan. Because like if he had been passed on and they give it to him, what does that do? Is the serum just done?
I don't think it works.
Well, we didn't find out, so that's good. So
well, I'm hoping this post credits in the next episode.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that next episode because that looks like this is going to be a really good one. So for Diamond Dave, Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm of course Answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.
We got automobiles.
Look at that.
Are we picking right up?
Think they have
think-
movers?
So why do they have to wear armbands?
Maybe to prove that they're citizens.
Yeah.
That they're supposed to be there.
Yeah, she said don't go outside
Yeah,
the wall, so I'm assuming it has something to do with what Dave was just saying.
Well, not everybody else is wearing them.
You can't get away from these devil bloods.
Damn aliens are crawling around as they please now. It's all right, Faye. We've heard worse before.
I don't think he said aliens.
Said devil bloods.
There it is.
Are you kids here to look at the airship too? You're from the Liberio internment zone? Let's see your exit permit.
Determined.
Our permit? We don't have one.
Hard labor or a quick beating?
What?
Whoa.
A beating, please. My sister didn't want to come, but I dragged her with me.
Is this really happening?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Come on, dear. Let's get you back home.
Knees to the gut.
A kid?
Holy
Still
shit.
beating them.
It was wise of you two to leave your armbands on. Kids or not, Eldians who take theirs off get a one-way trip to paradise.
I'll go back home now.
Wait, you came to see the airship, right? You may as well do it while you can.
Well, you got the answer on the armband.
Yeah.
I can't believe that just happened.
The next day, my sister was found on the banks of the river.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
I was busy with work, you see.
I couldn't prove it, but I knew that man from Marley Public Security was lying through his teeth.
Yeah, bullshit.
How busy could he have been? Mother was silent in her grief, but father...
Please allow me to thank you for your guidance, sir.
He demeaned himself to this man. I began to hate that Marleyan and my father. I cursed my own foolishness.
I can't believe we just lost her like that.
1,820 years ago, our ancestor Emir Fritz made a contract and obtained the power of the Titans. Upon her death, Emir's spirit was split into the 9 Titans.
Holy shit.
They stole wealth and land, forced other people to bear their children. The fallen nation of Marley planned to use Eldia's arrogance to bring it down from within. Marley brought 7 of the 9 Titans under its control and used them to win the Great Titan War just 80 years ago. The Eldian king at the time
Here we
erected
go.
3 walls on the island of Paradis.
That's it.
My father was talkative for someone who had just lost his daughter, shaming his forebears and idolizing his oppressors.
That officer was telling lies. Quiet. The walls of this house are paper thin. He probably took Faye and... Silence! Our ancestors were heinous sinners, understand? Faye and I didn't do anything like that! We were just walking outside! Why are you so eager to get us all shipped away?
Unreal.
Those who have been victimized for generations, you and I are devils nonetheless. Please don't force the rest of this family to meet the same fate as Faye. I understand.
The world was twisted and maddeningly unfair. I discovered my own path in life when I was 18 years old.
This is what marks me as a patriot. Your sister was killed by a Marleyan public security officer. There's some things that you need to hear.
Oh my god.
When I learned the truth of my sister's death, I swore to myself that I'd show these Marleyans who the real devils were. Our informant within the Marleyan government was called the Owl. He led the Restorationists without ever showing himself.
The Owl sent us a new ally.
Hello. I am here as a descendant of the royal family, Dinah Fritz.
When we locked eyes,
Wow, we're getting a lot of stuff.
Dinah was all that remained of a branch of the royal family that refused to flee the continent. We believed that she had shown us the path to victory.
The king brought the founding Titans' power into the walls. If we take that power, then we can control all other Titans.
Then why'd he run away in the first place?
It's because he refused to fight. The 145th king forsook his duty to restore order.
There's the wall!
What?
Let's fight again. It's time we brought the founding Titan back to them. We'll restore Eldia and live proudly once more.
Like literally flipping the whole story of everything we've known.
The 2 of us married, and were blessed with a son.
A royal child, Zeke.
The Beast Titan, Zeke.
Yep.
He's got a brother.
We'll soon begin recruiting new...
The Marleyan government required subjects of Ymir capable of serving as vessels for the 9 Titans. An enormous cache of fossil fuel lies beneath Paradis. Marley can't afford to let it lie unused. If you ever interfere with our affairs, the millions upon millions of Titans sleeping within the walls will flatten the entire world.
Oh.
The Marleyan government has the same objective as we do.
With things as they are, yeah, Marley will get it before us. If they actually do it, we'll lose any chance we had of bringing Eldia back.
I'll send my son, Zeke.
Oh, he's got a little...
Oh, look at a beast.
Yeah. Send
Almost
him.
everything that you've been told by the Marleyans was wrong.
All of us here are counting on you to save Eldia from disgrace.
Okay, I understand.
That's why he wants Aaron?
Mm-hmm.
I saw him as a child of royal blood, but did I ever see him as Zeke? Zeke chose to protect himself by turning in both of his naive, foolish parents.
Oh. Oh.
What?
What?
What an episode.
Here we are.
So this is paradise.
This is Marley's penal colony for you Eldians. Called Paradis. You'll serve a life sentence for treason on this island. Once you become a pure Titan.
Oh.
Who is the owl? Please, no more! I don't know!
I met you once before.
You still remember that?
Oh, shit.
Please don't make me a monster.
Did his fingers, too.
Yep.
Why in the world would Zeke decide to betray us? Isn't he your son? We're finished because of you!
You're free to go.
Oh.
This piece of shit.
Jesus.
If you're fast enough, there's a chance you'll make it to the wall. We do this to be sure the Titans we make leave the area. They'll chase him for a good while, but they always catch him in the end.
It's him. There's no doubt.
We've got a whole bunch to turn this time, so let's get a move
There
on.
they go. They're turning them.
Holy shit.
Oh, there they are.
Unbelievable, dude.
I'd like to interrogate this one a bit further.
Oh, this one's a woman.
Please don't be. It is, because they got caught. Oh my god.
This woman's of royal blood!
Shut your mouth!
Don't tell me. Is he trying to cover this up?
I swear I'll come find you.
I'm sure you'll make a great Titan couple.
No!
Oh, this piece of shit needs to go.
What was that? Who am I?
He just got all of his dad's memories.
Mm-hmm.
You're still in the stockades.
Were you having a nightmare, or...?
The bedhead.
You asked who you were.
Also, you look like you're crying.
That was no dream. It was real. I was somehow reliving my dad's memories. Titan, it was you.
Poor Dinah.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Yep.
Shut up. You fed my 8-year-old sister to your dogs! It was you!
If you finished your interrogation, I'd like to see this one dance.
Do you get some sick pleasure out of watching people get eaten alive?
I just find it interesting.
Jesus.
I think peace is a wonderful thing, but something about it just feels lacking. And because I bothered to deepen my understanding of death, I can accept it when my time comes. My boys learned from watching their dogs eat your sister.
Off. What a piece of shit.
It's a shame you had to be born Eldian. All it takes is some Titan spinal fluid, and any one of you will turn into a man-eating monster. I have no trouble sleeping at night, because I'm not really killing humans.
Our founder Ymir helped this continent to prosper.
Yeah. Say, since your history's so wonderful, why don't you share it with your friend down there? Your sister's calling for you.
Oh. Yeah!
Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah!
Whoa!
Later, jackass.
Had a feeling that was coming.
I was hoping he would. That
I
dude
didn't.
would come to his senses.
Yeah. Well, he was covering for him. The guard was.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lunch.
Get him.
Us cheering for the Titans now.
Look at him
What a
get him.
change.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Wait,
Dude.
why'd you do that?
Because I'm the owl, Grisha.
Oh!
This is how we of the Nine use our power.
Of the 9?
Well, yeah, remember the 9
Yeah,
Titans.
right.
Yeah, 7 of the
But
9.
so he's one of the 9. So which
Yeah.
one is he? Oh. Oh. Wow.
Dare I say maybe
No.
the most impactful?
There's so much.
I don't know if there's an expression that can describe this episode of. It's just like we got dumped with so much information and such a reveal. It completely changes the entire story that we've been watching. Zeke and Aaron are essentially stepbrothers. Let's start there.
Wow.
So this whole time, Beast and Aaron.
They would just be brothers, wouldn't they?
Well,
different moms.
No, different moms.
Half brothers.
You're half brothers, yeah.
Sorry, half.
Semantics, I guess. But I mean, they gave us so much in this episode. They started off with telling about about the Titans and the Eldians, that they say they made a deal with the Devil of Earth and got this ability. And we saw all these shots of all the Titans fighting. It was just like I couldn't believe what I was seeing. My brain was melted trying to take everything in and make sense of it as we were going through. This was just unreal, So it turns out that yes, we speculated that the wall was indeed Titans, and we kind of figured that, but we got the absolute 100% truth that it was, and that they've all essentially been sent to an island prison to live there, and their history the history and the truth has always been withheld from them and essentially erased, and they're told one thing about how they're forced to live there out of fear because of the Titans, and this whole time it's just the how do you say to answer the Melas?
Oh, the Marlians
Or the Marlians. Yeah, the Marlians. That they just put them there essentially to deal with them, to push them away, because as we saw, the Marlians are absolutely ruthless and want the Eldians completely wiped out. They had them in the camps, they had them wearing the armbands. She probably should have put that together at some point earlier, but there was just so much stuff being thrown at us, and this is the biggest episode of Attack on Titan yet, hands down, not even close. Blows everything else out of the water as far as an information dump. It's just so much to take in. I mean, like I said, it completely changes the whole story of everything we thought we knew, and what we thought we were doing this whole time. All the fighting, all the corps and the regiment and the training and everything they were doing, it's essentially for nothing, because they're basically fighting themselves, and that's not even the true enemy that's out there. So now I'm wondering how this is all going to change. Zeke turned in his parents, didn't even barely cover that. I guess the Marley programming was a little bit much for him, and he still turned in his folks. But wow, just what an episode. I mean, gosh, this is one that I want to go back and watch again, because even though we had it in English, even though we were hyper focused, I know that there's stuff and details and stuff and things that I missed for sure. So this is definitely going to be a rewatch for me before the next one.
When it started out that day, here I was just thinking about how maybe he ventured his way to inside the walls. I had no idea that it was going to start off with his sister being taken out, especially by that. Can I say jackass? That jackass that eventually
go a little stronger than that. If you want.
I just don't want to go too bad on YouTube, but off camera would be a lot worse. But I was so happy he got his comeuppance in the end, and I wish I had just showed it, because that'd have been even better. But so here we're thinking. I was thinking, okay, it's just how did he eventually get over there? Then you see that happen, and then he starts looking into the lore. They find out that they're a separate entity, that it was his dad telling him the whole thing. Mere, like he said, hours after he was about his own daughter, and he's like, hey, this is our history. This is why they don't care for us. And then you go and you look at when we're inside the walls, and you're like, why are they going after the Titans? Well, because they're all the same people. They're all from Eldia. So like they can all become Titans, but because they keep erasing the history time and time again, they don't know about that other than what's outside the walls. So they think that the Titans, they got to be bad. They're trying to take us out. So no, that's why they want the coordinator. That's why they want them all fighting, because they want to, I don't know how, if they're going to jump ship or how far away it is to get back and have a battle with those humans, because they did say like the 9 Supreme Titans could easily take over that's what they said. If they break down the wall and get all the Titans out of the wall,
millions of Titans
they
out
could
in the wall.
easily take over the world. And so that's what they essentially want, because I mean, those guys are doing to it. And that was a great reveal, having the owl at the end, because although he did like lie for the other guy or whatever, we never saw him do anything bad, with the exception of the 2 knees to the gut.
Yeah.
But after that, he was the one feeding all the intel, and then we saw him just take out the ship right as the episode was ending. Wow, this was such a great reveal in this show. Just they keep finding ways to surprise you and keep you hooked in the show. And now that Aaron's starting to get more and more of those memories, he's, what is he gonna do? Is he gonna he's gonna try and have to convince like Levi and them, actually,
here's what really happened.
So we can all be Titans if we really wanted to be, and we have to go take down these other people. So this show is amazing. I can't wait for the next episode.
Keep them all fighting amongst themselves so they never learn the truth.
Yeah.
How interesting that is.
Yeah, wow, this is one of the most epic plot twists, curveballs, whatever you want to call it, that I can ever remember in any television period. I have on my note cards, one of the things I had written down was that the dad finds a way to turn humans into Titans. Now, of course, he didn't originally find the way, but now going back to the previous episode where he had all the medicines on the shelves and he had everything there, and we saw that he didn't go over the wall with the syringe, but they had one later on, leads me to believe that that's what the dad was doing in the basement, is he was trying to replicate what they were giving people as they kicked them over the wall. And
that was a big thing,
potentially working on one, because they did give us also the reveal that the injections they were giving turned them permanently.
Yeah.
And it seemed like something they were doing on a relatively regular basis. So,
For punishment.
Yeah, where did all the Titans come from? It's like, basically, it's Australia back in the day. I mean, they send all your criminals and unwanteds to an island, except, for punishment, we're going to turn you all into Titans. That's where all the Titans came from. They're people who are being punished and sent over to the island. And I think Aaron's dad, kind of said, okay, well, if there's a way that somebody could, act in a human capacity when they needed to, as far as decision making and planning and everything else, but have the power of turning into a Titan, that could really be something. So I think that's what's in the basement is, the formula, because I mean, think about if you were building an army and you could build an army full of people who were just super badass Titans that could go back over. Answer brings up a good point. Like, okay, how are they going to get back there? But if they can, essentially, they're, even with, their advanced technology, if you have enough Titans, I think they're going to cause big problems. This was really wild. I never in a million years, the Beast Titan, Zeke and Aaron are going to be brothers, and, we learned that the dad had some pretty traumatic experiences, losing his sister as a kid. And then, they came and interrogated his mom and dad kind of just, folded and stuff. And, yeah, this was, like I said, one of the all-time biggest curveballs, and it's like, we've been, we've spoken very highly of the writing throughout this entire series. We're 57 episodes deep in to this, and we've all spoken again very highly of the writing, and this curve just feels like it just, it was already like right here. And you know what? We're just going to take it and we're just going to turn it up to 11.
Well, let's not forget.
Turn it up to 11.
Let's not forget the curve that it was Aaron's dad's mom who ate Aaron's mom. That was the same Titan that came to the wall and took out his mom in the first episode. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's there's so much that was like thrown at us, and I think this is, if I enjoyed all the episodes that we've watched so far, but this one, if there's any episode, period, that I feel like I know Mason Quinn had mentioned it, that is worth going back and doing a rewatch, I think this is it. just because it's the curveball episode. Also, I feel like we've been given so much information in this. It's a lot to really digest, and it brings up so many questions as to what now. It changes the way we've been thinking the Titans were the bad guys all along, and now it's like, okay, well, the Titans are people who are just being punished by the assholes. And wow, what a plot twist, what a curveball. And like I said, they took the already 10 out of 10 writing for this series and just cranked it up to 11.
Yeah, one of my first things was going to be talking about Dinah as turning into the Titan who ended up eating Aaron's mom. I mean, in a weird way, how unlikely poetic that ended up being for this show, which is insane in itself, because it was just every little bit of dynamic with that's just nuts. 15 years of life for the Shifter Titans. I believe that's what they were kind of seeing in here.
Yep.
Officially, we get Zeke and Aaron, their brothers, which is off the wall crazy. Now,
right?
We know, well, we don't know the full outright of it, but we know at least what I believe to be more than half the reason why Zeke's probably going after Aaron's, because they're brothers. Now it makes kind of sense when Zeke mentioned dad to him, basically Grisha to Aaron. Remember when he was holding the knife to whatever? Now that, like I said, all this stuff's kind of crashing into me right now. So it's, that whole thing's crazy. So I can't wait to see how that's going to play out now moving forward between those two. Do they team up? Do they not team up? We're going to see brother versus brother. Like, how is that going to turn out? Will they have a sit-down conversation like a Batman Joker or Al Pacino and Robert De Niro and have just a straight-up conversation of like, hey, this is what happened with my childhood. This is why I turned in dad and mom, and now because of Zeke, Dinah's gone. But it's almost like this whole new world is because of Zeke in some way, because if he doesn't turn in dad, where are we at with this? And inserting ourselves, where are we at?
Yeah,
like,
the whole
is this
revolution
even happening, or is
what happens with the revolution?
Is it still like basically a prison for getting life as a Titan?
Yeah.
So that's just crazy in itself, and I hope we get the why soon on that rather than later. And of course, if we get it later, it's not a big deal. I'm enjoying every second of what's being fed to us.
Yeah, I mean, I think they would have to keep going with this, because who cares about anything else in the story now? This is completely taken over the storyline.
And now
I'm sure
it's going to be Aaron coping with it.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's other little things in here that we're just not touching on right now, because again, at least for me, I'm trying to just take in the information now, and just so much we got the back history
of all the Titans
of that,
the 9,
and then I'm glad that piece of shit got his Cummins, because the way they offed his sister was
just because he is interested.
I know it's a fictional show.
He's interested in it. It's like, come on.
I mean, I know it's a fictional show, but damn, did that get my emotions running?
Oh yeah,
because that was just man. So I'm glad that piece of shit is gone. And again, there's other little things in this episode that we're probably not hitting on. So I can't wait to kind of go back and watch this one again, just to kind of pick up some things that may have kind of just, we were having some moments like pointing and be like, did you
it just keeps happening,
like that. So either way, blown away. I will go on a limb and probably say, if this is not the number one episode of the series so far, it's definitely top 3. I'm not even going to argue.
Top 2 and it ain't number 2.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue if anyone doesn't like it or like it or not. That's at least my ranking for sure. Top 3 episodes so far. What a banger. And I was looking at my card to see if I had anything here. I should acknowledge that I had Erwin's plan gets wrecked somewhat. Hell, if it did. Erwin's just been crushing it, and rest in peace, Erwin.
Yeah.
But Titans. Okay, so this kind of crosses another one off. Titans were a bad experiment. And nope, that was wrong.
No,
Aaron might die. That's still on there. Beast as dad. I was really wrong on that. That's his goddamn brother.
Okay, but the fact that you called the Beast might be his dad,
or some family member,
some family relation, I wouldn't say you were super wrong on that, because
that was 2 months ago.
There felt like there was some sort of family tie there. There was something.
I know, but look like his dad in that 2 months. But yeah, you're right. But either way, it's still technically wrong. You guys got anything wrong so far? That you wanna
well, I also now this is from about 2 months ago when I made these predictions. Was that I also had that Beast was dad? Close enough. I had that the Titans were originally made to fight humans. Well, in a way, a roundabout way, they sort of were. Not much of a stretch there. Aaron will become leader of the Titans. Mikasa dies. Kenny's her brother. Well, that was basically, yeah. And then right here, basement has a photo in it. So that's what I had.
Yeah, none of mine are even close to any of that stuff. Just humans are cut when they are cut in the neck. That's how the Giants perish. Dad is Beast. Dad has a master plan. Experimented on Aaron. Mikasa maybe knows. Kenny is a piece of shit. And
that one's wrong.
That was when that's when we first met him, but it turns out he's all right. And then Levi and Mikasa are siblings, so that was about it.
Yeah, so now we can unleash 1 million Titans that are inside the wall, and we've got Armin with the ability to be the Colossal Titan. Can they just start crystallizing and make a bridge to the mainland?
Well,
and that's how they roll in?
I'm glad to have that on here too.
Colossal
Armin,
might be tall enough to just lay down.
Well, and I forgot to mention Armin, because remember, what was it, 3 episodes ago, they brought it up again where Aaron and Armin were talking about we got to go to the ocean.
Yeah, we want to see it
with each other. Like, now knowing what we know, like, obviously according to that map, it looked like one side had all just ocean, and then the other was the mainland. So when are they going to, I assume because now that Armin's alive, they are going to the ocean.
Well, because I think it'll take a little bit too for then Armin to get all the memories that he has, so that way they have more and more memories of what happened over there.
Well, yeah. Now, I mean, so many questions here. Like now, how did everything? Like, how did the population get so big on the island? Because the way they've teed it up here, and this might be a dumb question for all the folks that have watched this 5 million times and looked up all the lore, but like, I can't imagine, because that asshole, he said, yep, we get one out, and then we turn the rest of the people into Titans, so that way they get away from the walls. Like, did Grisha start bringing more folks over with Owl? I mean, what a reveal that was for Owl too, by the way. That's kind of what's going through my head right now too. Is how did that get so populated?
Yeah, well, it's tricky too because they said they hadn't had an attack in 100 years. In the beginning, when Aaron's mom first got taken out, they said it was 100 years since they had an attack. Well, that clearly wasn't true because Aaron and his family hadn't been there 100 years. Right. I mean, they couldn't have, right?
There might have been already a civilization there, and then they fortified the walls.
Yeah, I mean, because they made the deal with the quote-unquote the devil.
Because now
so how long have they been doing that for?
But so they're also, but there could have also not been any attacks on Titan as well because of that.
Well, and now going all the way back to the priest. Like, he must have had this information.
He must know
he
the
was
truth.
He was sworn
a little bit of it because then he probably knew more about the walls, etc.
Yeah, about the history that nobody else knows.
How the hell?
Well, what do we always say about the show?
It'll be time for
more
a rewatch.
more questions. But what a great episode!
The episode,
probably
the episode.
Don't you get tired of saying that? Because I've heard you say that a few times about the show. But
Hey,
but guess what? I'm not tired of hearing that because it's absolutely true.
Like, this one was a big. Like, here's a lot of answers for you guys, but now we're going to give you some more questions. I feel like a lot of answers came out of this with a little less questions.
Yeah, it was a huge information dump.
Because a lot of the questions are like, where do we go from here now? With everyone starting to know more and more knowledge.
Yeah, it was like the writers you've all got questions. Well, here comes a dump truck full of answers, and you're getting it all at once so fast you won't even be able to take it in.
So once again, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode as much as we did. Let us know how much you loved this episode because this was amazing. So for Diamond Dave, Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.